I am Geoffrey Villarduen in the Roman campaign from the stainless steel titanium mod for Medieval 2 Total War Kingdoms. The King of France is dead. We have retrained some of the units in the west that had been worn down from fighting the Normans. Georgius Palaeologus, a real historical character, one of the great Byzantine generals of his time, is dead. We are the most populous faction. We are building up also the garrisons on our eastern frontier. Our relations with the Papal States remain very good. Our relations with the Cumans are perfect. Our general, Eustathius Lampinos, besieges Ankara. Ankara is defended by Kilic Arslan, a real historical Turkish leader, indeed the Sultan of Rome at the time of the First Crusade, who defeated the Crusaders in several battles. He was in turn defeated himself in a battle against the great Seljuks near the river Euphrates and died there. But here he is still alive. Unfortunately for him, he only had his bodyguard with him. The battle was auto-resolved, and Ankara falls and is sacked.
We tore them apart, my lord. Victory! We marched through your enemy's streets. Victory!
But Lampinos does not rest on his laurels. He leaves some men in Ankara and marches south to join Constantinos Angelos, who had been besieging Iconium. Iconium is defended by Ali Çobanoglu. This siege is also auto-resolved, and this time the casualties are higher, but they are mostly militia units. These guys are just coming along on campaign for garrison duties. The actual fighting would have been done by the generals had I not auto-resolved. The population of Iconium is exterminated to avoid civil uprisings. The few people of this place who have survived have no illusions of who their master is now. This greatly upsets the Khwarezmians, and relations become very poor. Relations with the Caliphate become also very poor. Eustathius Lampinos is bent on glory. Strike while the iron is hot. That is exactly what he did, not letting our enemies catch their breath. Loyalty -2, morale high +3. The ruler of the Republic of Genoa is dead. They are a democratic state, they can vote for another one. Civil disorder in Iconium and Ankara. The one in Iconium is worse. They killed 14 soldiers and lost 222 of their own. Where did the civilians come from if the populace had been exterminated? And how did they forget so quickly who their master now is? The ones in Ankara were more civilized, even though they had not been exterminated and presumably had not learned who their master now is. That's the sort of funny thing that reminds us that titanium is still only an open alpha. An alliance has been announced between Genoa and the Papal States. Chersonesus now has even a grain exchange, and Baris has a boyar. Alexius Bryennius, the son of our Caesar, has come of age. We have not blockaded Palermo, and the Council of Nobles bows to our infinitely wiser decision of using our navy to sink Norman fleets instead. We remain the most populous kingdom, although the AI has the upper hand on all other ratings. Our diplomat in the Holy Lands had a nice little chat with the Crusaders to warm them up to the idea that we should be allies as we are facing the same enemies. Relations remain perfect, and as a result, relations with the Holy Roman Empire become perfect as well. Alexius Komnenos, our emperor, is now a wise old man, but still alive. We have landed some troops near Adana and have taken some castles there. The Armenians are holding Sis. It's a bit of a shame that the Armenians are not a faction in this mode. I guess there was a need for a faction slot, for a faction like the Obotrites to spice up some of the less interesting parts of the campaign map. Relations with the Papal States are still very good. England has gone to war with Scotland. Some units are retrained, and the damaged buildings of Ankara and Iconium are repaired. Alexius Comnenus Ducas is also now bent on glory, while Alexius Bryennius is now strategos of Sebastia. The Holy Roman Empire has become even more populous than our empire. How dare they? In the meantime, a Hungarian army has been besieging Sredec, known as Sardica to the Romans. The Hungarians have no business besieging a Roman city, even if it has fallen to the rebellious Bulgarians. The best way to tell them to leave Sardica alone through game mechanics is to actually join in the siege on the campaign map, but not attack on the battle map. This sounds mean, but game mechanics have their limits. So Adrianus Comnenus, the co-emperor and factioneer, joins the siege with a small army. We besiege from the south, as the Hungarians attack from the north. If they succeed, we will have to buy Sardica off them. If they fail, it will be our turn to try next. Here is the Hungarian army pushing a siege ram and some ladders.
Give grace to God. We have captured the enemy's walls.
For some reason, the defenders left the gate open and the Hungarians rushed in through the open gate. So the Hungarians have captured the gateway. And here are these Hungarian peasants running in through the gateway. There are some spearmen and also some peasant archers among them. So the Hungarian peasants have gone in, and the Bulgarians have some peasants of their own. And so it's very hard to tell who is who. They all look very similar. Here is the Hungarian general standing in front of the gate. Up here the Hungarians have put some macemen. They are better equipped. They have shields and helmets, and they are fighting some Bulgarian peasants on the walls. And there are also some Bulgarian archers here.
My lord! Our men are in command
The mechanics, the animations have become a little bit goofy on that wall for some reason.
We have lost control of the castle.
So I'm not sure whose peasants are these. They're running back and forth. Some of them running towards the town center. Some of them are running back towards the gate. And here are some Bulgarian horsemen. They are a missile unit. They are firing at the Hungarians who have just gone through the main gate. These horsemen look quite nice. They're all dressed in black. And there's possibly the Bulgarian general. So there's now a melee at the gate. The Hungarian peasants seem to have some shields, these reddish shields with a cross. So the Hungarians have captured the gateway, but they seem to have lost it. And now they're being hard pressed. They're still fighting on the walls, but the Hungarians do not seem to be making a lot of progress.
The enemy are badly blooded. They have lost half their men.
The Bulgarians of Sardica have lost half the army. That's good for us. The Hungarian commander, Captain Rikolf, is slain and the Hungarians are forced to lift the siege. A suitable husband, Nikephoros Melidonis, has been found for our princess Anna Komnenos Dukas. Patriarch Timotheus is preaching the gospel near Ankara. The Cumans have attacked Georgia. Both of them are allies. We choose to stay allies with Georgia. Our alliance with the Cumans is now in tatters. Relations with Poland have become poor. A crusade seems to have been called on a settlement held by Egypt. The Kingdom of Aragon, Poland, Venice, England, and the Holy Roman Empire have joined the crusade. Caesarea now has a small Orthodox chapel. Alexius Komnenos is now Megas Contostablos, the commander of a mercenary force, an office similar to that of the Italian Contestabili. In this mod, this ancillary evidently has similar effects as being a colonel of cavalry. The Holy Roman Empire is becoming the strongest faction all around. The Normans have landed yet another army and are besieging Dyrrhachion once again. Dyrrhachion is defended by the suitably named Captain Strategius. Alexius Palaiologos comes up from Avalon with a relief force. The enemy commander, Captain Giordano, is charged in the rear by Alexius Palaiologos. Captain Giordano falls, and his bodyguard evaporates, his entire army evaporates. Captain Strategius scores a decisive victory, losing only 23 men. Actually, the victory was scored by Alexius Palaiologos and his bodyguard, but never mind. The Normans ransom the prisoners. We have a charming new princess, Irene the Snob, who might have been even more charming had she not been so snobbish. The Grand Prince of the Rus is dead. Hungary has apparently also joined up the crusade, while the Holy Roman Empire has attacked Venice, both of whom are crusading. Obviously, their petty differences at home cannot be overridden by their common enemy abroad. We have recruited some Scutati in Constantinople. Scutati is the Greek spelling of the Latin scutati. It is not pronounced scout a toi, although this is how it is written, but the diphthong OU in Greek is pronounced the same as U in Latin, and that is why it is in that place. And the diphthong OI at the end of a Greek word is pronounced as a short E in Latin. So the Greek word and the Latin word are pronounced exactly the same, scutati. This is what happens when one forgets that every single thing in the Byzantine Empire already had a spelling in Latin. There is no need to reinvent in Latin the spelling of a known Latin word. 2 more construction projects have been completed. Stavros Angelus Dukas is now Taxiarchis, a brigadier. The Holy Roman Empire is growing in strength. The Khwarezmian Shah is dead. The Rus are at war with the Cumans. The Turks have gone to war with Egypt. Genoa has joined the crusade. There is some retraining of the units and a strengthening of the eastern frontier. Isakios Komnenos is now also a Taxiarchis. The Knyaz of Novgorod is dead. Constantia in Cyprus is ready for upgrade. We are in game turn 35 in the year 1117. Crusaders from Hungary have just crossed onto Asia. They have some Crusader knights and sergeants, but also a variety of other units in their army. Crusaders from Poland are also crossing our lands. They seem to have some knights and also some peasants. Our Princess Irene the Snob is off to a diplomatic mission. She offers an exchange of military access to the Hungarians. I believe the Hungarians accepted, as a result of which Princess Irene gains an obsessed suitor. It tends to happen when princesses succeed in the diplomatic missions. As a result, relations with Hungary have improved to good. Castile and France have now also joined the crusade. Denmark has gone to war with the Obotrites, who presumably did not like to see the Danish crusaders trespassing onto their lands. Some land clearance projects have been completed. Here is the situation in the Holy Lands. The Egyptians are besieging Tripoli. Let's hope the crusaders arrive on time. Theodoros Batagis is now a Merarchis, a divisional commander. Dyrrachium is once again besieged by the Normans. Alexius Palaiologus sallies forth and takes the battle to our enemy. Here is the enemy commander, Captain Laurentiu, at the head of a Sicilian militia unit. Good luck, Captain Laurentiu.
It is unwise to praise the day before sunset, but our men are winning the battle and forging a worthy victory.
Alexius Palaiologus charges the enemy bodyguard of mere levies from the rear and decimates that unit. Captain Laurentiu is for the time being still alive, but his unit has been routed. In the meantime, the rest of the Sicilian army, which was just another 2 companies of militia spearmen, are heading for our lines. Here they are.
The Lord above is kind. We have captured the enemy's general. That will teach the cowardly dog to run. Now he can rest at our leisure.
The enemy commander has been captured. In the meantime, the Sicilian militia spearmen receive a hail of javelins as they are approaching our lines. For the time being, they are carrying on more javelins. They are being murdered. It's raining javelins. One of the Sicilian companies has been almost wiped out. The few survivors are running off. The other company pushes on. Here our own Contarati charge back. And there's a big push as the 2 sides collide. Our javeliners continue throwing javelins. The Sicilians have been routed, have been defeated. They're running off. Our men run after them. Look at all the dead Sicilians on the ground. Our general makes his appearance. Alexius Palaeologos, there he is. Apologies for the sudden drop in frame rate. Sometimes my computer gets full, or the hard disk gets full, or something weird happens. My apologies. So we are taking the routed Sicilians prisoner. Here's our glorious general, the Marshal of the Empire, Alexius Palaeologos, with the rest of his army.
All of Christendom will be awed by the victory we have won here today.
So yet another victory for Alexius Palaeologos over the foolhardy Normans of Sicily, who will never learn their lesson, and this time at the loss of only 7 men. Our general destroyed over half the enemy army single-handed. I hope Melu, the current Titanium project leader, can release a definitive version of Titanium so that we can fix these few issues remaining. For me, that's the imbalance of the units, the battle balance. Byzantine infantry and cavalry had the same armor. There's no real reason why the cavalry should be so much stronger. Units in the stainless steel historical improvement project are better balanced, although personally I do not find any EDU issues in the standard stainless steel, and I'm not sure why modders thought that something needed changing.
We tore them apart, my lord. Victory!
Our patriarch is still preaching the gospel in the old heartlands of Christianity. Let's hope his words fall kindly on the ears of the citizens of Ankara. Thank you for watching.